Chronic illness rarely takes independence directly. Instead, it steals confidence first, then energy, then routines, then choices. And by the time families notice the loss of independence, the process has often been happening for months, sometimes years. That's because chronic illness doesn't usually wake someone up one morning unable to live independently. It changes the way everyday life feels. Walking to the mailbox becomes exhausting. Cooking dinner requires a nap afterward. Taking a shower becomes something to mentally prepare for. Nothing looks dramatic, but every ordinary task becomes just a little more difficult than it was yesterday. Eventually, the person begins giving things up, not because they can't do them, because they're no longer worth the effort. And that's how independence quietly begins to disappear. At Caring Senior Service, we've helped thousands of families navigate chronic illnesses while supporting seniors who want to remain at home. One lesson comes up again and again. Independence isn't usually lost because of one diagnosis. It's lost through a series of small adjustments that slowly change how someone lives each day. Today, we're going to walk through that chain reaction. Not the warning signs, not a checklist, but the hidden process that chronic illness sets in motion. Because once you understand how independence slowly disappears, you'll also understand where families have the greatest opportunity to protect it. It increases the cost of everything. This is one of the biggest misconceptions families have. They assume people stop doing things because they physically can't. That's often not true, at least not at first. Instead, everything simply becomes more expensive. Not financially, physically, mentally, emotionally. Walking to the mailbox doesn't look difficult, but now it requires resting afterward. Making breakfast isn't impossible. It just uses half of the person's energy for the morning. Taking a shower now feels like exercising. The task hasn't changed. The cost has. This is especially common with chronic illnesses like heart disease, COPD, Parkinson's disease, arthritis, diabetes, and chronic pain conditions. These illnesses force the body to spend more energy completing ordinary activities. Researchers sometimes describe this as a shrinking energy budget. Every person has a limited amount of physical and mental energy each day. Chronic illness doesn't just reduce what someone can do, it changes how much each activity costs. When routine tasks consume more of that daily budget, people naturally begin cutting back on other activities to compensate. That's why families often hear, "I'm just tired." What they're really hearing is, "I've already spent today's energy." And once every activity becomes more expensive, people begin protecting that energy. That's where the next change begins. Independence isn't built on strength, it's built on routines. Think about your own day. You don't consciously think about brushing your teeth, making coffee, checking the mail, taking medication, washing dishes. You simply do them. But chronic illness interrupts those automatic routines. One skipped grocery trip means less fresh food. Less fresh food means easier meals. Poor nutrition creates less energy. Now grocery shopping feels even harder. One broken routine creates another. It's a domino effect.
And I had a call from a high school friend of mine. He said my dad is starting to develop some cognitive issues. He hasn't been diagnosed with any dementia or anything to that nature, but he's noticed cognitive problems and his dad not being able to maintain at home by himself. It was very shocking for him to say, "Oh wow, my dad is not where he used to be." And the advice that I gave him was that the first thing is that you really pick up on understanding that Dad has gone through some changes. So you have to embrace that change and don't be in denial. If Dad is going through a change, embrace what that change is. And then consider what is best for Dad. And what is best for Dad is for you to consider what he's going to thrive in. What environment is he going to thrive in at this changed level?
Here's something caregivers rarely think about. Healthy adults make thousands of decisions automatically. People with chronic illness don't. Every activity becomes a calculation. Can I make it across the parking lot? Should I use the stairs? What if I fall? What if I can't get back up? Should I carry the laundry or make another trip? Should I shower today? Or save my energy for my doctor's appointment tomorrow? Living with chronic illness means constantly negotiating with your own body. Those decisions create mental fatigue. Eventually, doing nothing begins to feel easier than making one more difficult decision. This is why inactivity often isn't laziness. It's decision fatigue. This surprises families. Fear often arrives long before disability. Fear of falling, fear of getting lost, fear of forgetting something, fear of being embarrassed, fear of becoming a burden. People rarely announce those fears. Instead, they quietly shrink their world. They stop driving. They decline invitations. They avoid restaurants. They stop attending church. They stay home.
You've got to persevere working with seniors, especially those with dementia, that when you come in, they may not know why you're there today, even though you were there yesterday. Or, they may ask you the same questions. We've got a client like that right now that every day we go in, it's a new day. It's about them and problem solving and how can you make this work in a creative way for them to be able to stay in this setting, which you feel like is the best option for them.
The illness didn't just change what she could do, it changed what she believed was still worth doing. This is one of the hardest conversations to have because it comes from love. Adult children naturally step in. We'll do the grocery shopping. I'll handle the bills. You don't need to cook anymore. I'll take care of that. Sometimes those changes are absolutely necessary, but other times, we unintentionally remove opportunities for our loved one to stay engaged. The goal isn't to do everything for them. It's to help them keep doing as much as they safely can.
I do what's called empathy training. So it's basically, how would you feel if? And so we put our caregivers in the shoes of the clients and try to get them to understand how they would feel. And we do the training on doing it wrong so that they really can grasp what it feels like for someone to try to bathe them and they maybe don't remember them, or to be fed, or to go through the motions of doing things without actually engaging them in the process. I don't know how many times I have heard people that I've trained like that get that kind of aha moment, like, oh, I get it now. And it's, I think, empowering for them here to, again, add to their quality of life. And I understand that if I do it.
That balance is where independence lives. Because independence isn't really about checking every box on a list. It's not about whether someone can still vacuum the house or carry every grocery bag by themselves. It's about preserving the moments that make someone feel like themselves.
Life is just a series of moments, and you've got to, if it's good now, you're going to build a happy future. It's not, life doesn't start at some finish line somewhere. There really isn't a finish line. And if you wait for the finish line, you're going to miss the whole game. And that's putting sprinkles on the ice cream in our experience. So yeah, I think those little things like bingo make a big difference.
Sometimes protecting independence means protecting those moments. A morning cup of coffee on the porch, making a favorite family recipe, walking the dog, reading to a grandchild, choosing when to water the flowers. Those moments may seem ordinary, but they're often what gives life its meaning. Most families ask, what can dad still do? A better question is, what does it cost dad to do it? Can he still cook? Sure. Does it leave him exhausted for the rest of the day? Can she still drive? Yes. But is she avoiding left turns, night driving, and unfamiliar places because it feels overwhelming? Can they still live alone? Maybe. But what does it take physically and emotionally to make that happen? Those answers tell you far more than a simple yes or no ever could. If there's one thing we hope you remember today, it's this. Chronic illness doesn't usually steal independence in one dramatic moment. It changes the math of everyday life. Every task costs a little more. Every routine takes a little more effort. Every decision requires a little more confidence. Until eventually, the world becomes smaller without anyone realizing it. The good news is that this chain reaction isn't always inevitable. Small changes can interrupt it. A grab bar, a transportation plan, medication reminders, meal preparation, companionship, a few hours of help each week. Those supports don't replace independence. Very often, they're exactly what protects it.
It's, just a difficult situation. And so being able to allow our clients the opportunity to stay home when they think there are no other options but to go to a facility is really energizing to them in a lot of ways, because they're like, oh, I thought this was my only option.
So instead of waiting for a crisis, start paying attention to the cost of everyday life. Because the earlier families recognize the hidden chain reaction, the more opportunities they have to slow it down. If you're caring for an aging parent, we'd love to hear from you. What was the first everyday activity that became noticeably harder, not impossible, just harder for your loved one? Your experience could help another family recognize these subtle changes before they become a crisis.